Alright, so let's talk a little bit more about switch statements. So in the previous lesson, we discussed enumerators and how you use it with switch statements. Now we're just going to talk strictly about switch statements. So as you can see, once again, we have our good friend, the Choosy Robot. And this Choosy Robot can store two things. One is sushi, and the other one is a voice message. So the way it works is you give the Choosy Robot some sushi. Depending on the amount of sushi that you give, the Choosy Robot will leave you with a different voice message. So right now the voice message is sent to empty because the Choosy Robot has not eaten yet. Okay, so let's examine the function eat, and we have here a switch statement. So this time we're not using an enumerator. So as you can see, it's a little bit different. So we still have the switch keyword, the name of the variable that we want to switch, and the 5 different cases. But this time we're not using options. This time we're using a specific value for our conditions. So in this case, if we give one piece of sushi to the Choosy Robot, it will leave a voice message saying just one sushi. If we leave 2, it will say this, 3, say this, and so on. So how about we test it out? If we instantiate our Choosy Robot and type in choosyrobot.sushi, set it equal to 1, and make the Choosy Robot eat it, and we try to play, as you already know, it won't let us do that because it's giving us an error saying switch must be exhaustive. So why is this happening? That's because we're no longer using an enumerator, and the enumerator had a finite set of options. So every case is every case. If you had 5 cases, you had 5 cases. But this time, there are almost an infinite number of cases. So what if you give 200 pieces of sushi? What if you give -1 pieces of sushi? Which doesn't make sense, but it's possible to do that in here. So that's why it's not letting us run this playground. So an easy way to fix this is to include a default statement. So the default statement is like a catch-all that will handle all of the remaining cases that we have not outlined. So we can type in default, and then the colon, and then for the voice message, it will say, I got some sushi. We never say what amount of sushi the robot got, but the default catches all of the remaining cases. So if there were 6 to 3 million, this is the voice message that will pop up. If there was -1, -10 million, this is the voice message that will pop up. And as you can see, the error has gone away, and now we can run this playground. If we run the playground, the robot will say just one sushi, and if we try and set this to 4 or 5, the robot will say, so this is heaven. Let's try -120. And the robot will say, I got some sushi, even though we gave them negative amounts of sushi. So that's one way of doing it. So how about we take care of those negative values? So we can make a case that will cover all of the negative values. So let's say case ... 0. And then the colon, we can set the voice message to I got no sushi. So let's try this out. Currently the sushi is at -120. Let's run this playground. And as you can see, it says I got no sushi. So we took care of all the negative values by putting in a range. And we can use a range using this range operator, 3 dots, which includes 0 and everything else that's beyond the dot. So all of the negative numbers are taken care of. So what if we wanted to combine 2 to 7? We can do that once again by typing in 2 ... to 7. So that's another range. So this particular range will include the numbers 2 and the number 7. If we wanted to exclude 7, we can use the less than operator. So this will include the values from 2 to 6. So since we have 2 to 6, we can take out these 3. All right, so if we get a value that is 8 or 7 or more, it will say, I got some sushi. Let's set it equal to 5 and see what the robot says. And as expected, it will say that I think I'm full already. Now there is another way we can use or combine these conditions. So let's say we can make a new case that goes from 8 to 100 and it will leave a voice message saying, "That's a lot of sushi." So what we can do is we can combine these two cases, and we can do that by removing the statement, and instead of the colon, we can take out the case, and we can use a comma to combine these two conditions. Now we have a condition that covers 1 and 2 to 6, which doesn't really make sense because we could have used the range operator here, but just to demonstrate that you can combine conditions using that comma. And if we try it out, once again, if we run it at 5, the robot will say, "I think I'm full already." And by the way, you can put as many statements that you want in each case. So you're not limited to just one single statement. So you can keep putting statements here, as many as you need to execute whenever a particular case happens. So just to put it out there, there's no limit to the amount of case statements that you can put for each case. And that's the basics of switch statements.